centuries-old magnificent Hindu temples from the time of the Chandela dynasty is located right at the heart of India in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Here, for the last 4 decades, an annual festival of dances takes place at the outset of spring, before the world-famous backdrop of the town's ancient temples. Originally meant to be a platform for classical dance, to give a new lease of life to this vanishing cultural heritage, over the years, the festival has come to include folk performing arts and visual arts as well, and has now developed into a fully fledged display of art and handicraft that attracts every year thousands of visitors from India and abroad. In February 2017, the Khajuraho Dance Festival featured Chau, the mass dances from Eastern India, in its special folk art presentation. The origins of Chau dance, which is essentially a form of martial art, can be traced to the time of Ashok the Great, who ruled from 273 to 232 BC. The initial period of Ashok's reign was characterized by massive violence and bloodshed, culminating in the Kalinga War in 260 BC. Following which, Ashok himself, repelled by the excess of cruelty, embraced the teachings of non-violence advanced by the Buddha and became a major figure in the subsequent spread of Buddhism throughout Asia. The state of Kalinga, however, remained unstable and susceptible to violence, which is why it became compulsory even for the common people of Kalinga to learn sword fighting and other martial arts and to integrate these skills into their daily life. The Chau dances are rooted in 3 neighboring areas, all belonging to the territory of the former kingdom of Kalinga: Seraikela in Jharkhand, Mayurbhanj in Orissa, and Purulia in West Bengal. Etymologically, the term Chau is interpreted in different ways by the practitioners themselves. The most common derivations are from Sanskrit chaya, meaning shadow, or charma, meaning disguise. Another etymology traces Chau to an Oriya word for hunting from a hideout, while again others relate the term to Chavani, the word for a military camp. The three stylistic traditions of Chau dance, Saraikela Chau, Mayurbanj Chau and Purulia Chau, are distinguished both on the basis of structure and scenery and according to the social background of the performers. Whereas Purulia Chau is presented by members of the scheduled castes belonging to the lowest strata of society, the performers of Saraikela Chau are Kshatriyas or warriors by caste. Some of them even hail from royal families. Mayurbanj Chau remains in the hands of a warrior community called Paiko, a militia of the Mayurbanj princes. In the village, when there is a festival at any point of the year, we all come together. Earlier on, there were no masks and dresses like today. People would just put on a sari and take some bamboo basket. They would make holes in the basket for eyes and mouth and use it as a mask. Slowly, this practice became popular. There was not even electricity in those days. People would dance with gas lamps in hand. Then, this dance caught the attention of the royal families who started to like it. It was the kings, the local rulers who took up this folk dance and gave it its present shape. They created the costumes, the ornaments, and thereafter these masks were being prepared from clay.
उसका पहनने का आभूषण बनाए, उसके बाद ये मास्क को मिट्टी से बनाया गया और बनाने के बाद हम लोग को इसको
The masks of Saraikela Chau are highly stylized and worked out elaborately. Each mask is individually prepared for the respective performer and made to fit properly. They are prepared according to the measurements of the face, because there's some problem in breathing. At night one sees less. Therefore, the masks have to be fitted so that one can breathe properly and also see. Through the mask, one cannot see nearby things, only those that are far away. According to the nature of the characters, the masks vary widely in shape and expression. This is very different, whereas this is also martial art. This is the mask of a demon. There is another mask over here, which is much different. And then there is another mask over here for the god Shiva. How romantic it is.
ये कितना रोमांटिक है देखिए.
The newly fitted mask of Mahishasur, the buffalo demon, was used little later in the evening when the troupe performed a play depicting the goddess Durga slaying the buffalo demon. Mayurvansh Chow is the only stylistic tradition of Chow dance which is performed without masks. Instead, the performers wear elaborate makeup. The style offers, however, some scope for facial expression on the part of the dancers, which is otherwise fixed to the expression conveyed by the mask. In our Chow dance, we use these props, but no masks. They do exist in painting though.
वो मास्क नहीं पहनता है, पेंटिंग में हो रहा है।
The most naturalistic masks are worn by the performers of Purulia Chow. These masks are characterized by their elaborate headgear, which has earned the tradition widespread popularity. Each style of Chow dance owns its distinct technical repertoire of dance movements, poses, and gaits, and the performance includes numbers in which the dancers get ample space to demonstrate their skills.
তাই মা তোমায় করেছি স্মরণ শুনো শুনো দেবতাগণ আর বিলম্বনী নাই প্রয়োজন নিজ নিজ আসুন করো গমন আমি দেখি কোথায় সে অসুর কুলাঙ্গার সম্পু আর নিসুম্পু সেই নারী ওরে পাপিষ্ঠ অসুর কুলাঙ্গার তুমি ধরো করণ দেখি কত ধরো শক্তি বলে
Thematically, the dramatic content of the Chow dances is drawn from epic narratives, in particular from the two great ancient Indian epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Further themes include Puranic narratives as well as topics related to nature and village life. Contemporary themes too may be taken up. Our Chow dance depicts topics from the Ramayana, from the Mahabharata, local and contemporary themes, nature, animals and birds. On the basis of all these, our Chow dance is presented. There may be song as well.
किया जा सकता है।
अच्छा अच्छा
हमारा छऊ डांस में थोड़ा थोड़ा गाना भी रहता है।
रामायण और महाभारत से लेके करते हैं और कोई नेचर से भी है, जैसे हम लोग और सारे जैसे डांस है, पीकॉक, स्वन, फिशरमैन, हम लोग नेचर से भी है ऐसा।
There are many topics related to nature, peacock, swan, fishermen. There are narratives related to the farmers, their work in the fields, their harvests. All these are topics for our dance. There are two dresses of Indian farmers over there. Here the female and over there the male.
ये
Mahabharat, Ramayana, narratives from Krishna mythology. Moreover, our present society, lyrics and stage plays of Rabindranath Tagore. There are many themes. Mythology is there, the play of goddess Durga, slaying the buffalo demon.
लोग तो दाঁড়ায় আছে कि देखते हैं
The musical accompaniment of Chow dances is provided by an ensemble consisting of drums, including the dhol and the nagara, to which cymbals and flutes or oboes are added. Except for Mayurbhanj Chow, where occasionally song is included, the accompaniment is purely instrumental. Our soldiers used to beat those big Nagara drums, and the movements of Mayurbhanj Chow are derived from the movement of beating the Nagara with sticks.
वो नागरा से उत्पन्न हुआ डैम।
Historically, Mayurbhanj Chow and Saraikela Chow developed alongside each other out of one and the same tradition patronized by the royal families of Singhbhum and Mayurbhanj. It was only in 1962 when the Singhbhum area of Saraikela and the Mayurbhanj area separated from each other that the two traditions of Chow dance took different routes.
उसमें जब हम लोग डिवाइड हुए
Saraikela Chow existed earlier as well, but it was performed without masks.
1960 में
In 1962, when the two traditions separated, Saraikela Chow was given its present shape. Guru Prasanna Mohapatra gave the masks definite shape by creating the present masks made from clay.
मार्क्स को हटा के मार्क्स जो अभी मिट्टी का जो है उसको भाव नौरोज का भाव भंगी का रूप डाले और उसमें मार्क्स में कन्वर्ट किए और रूप दिए। रूप देने के बाद दोनों हम लोग
Like many art forms in India, Chow dance, despite its immense popularity, is struggling for survival as few young people are ready to take up this art, which requires hard work and considerable physical strength. Today, young people are not able to do this anymore. There is so much physical force needed to perform Chow dance. An immense energy. Only if this energy is there, Chow can be performed.
আমাদের এই ছৌ নাচটা দিয়ে ওই খাটনিটাকে রিল্যাক্স
Another problem for the preservation of the Chow tradition is the absence of a stable patronage, as the financial influence of the former royal patrons has significantly decreased since India's independence. The place is partly taken over by the wealthy members of the merchant community. Now the Seraikela Chow tradition is kept alive on the one hand by the Royal Chow Dance Center, but on the other hand privately by the Sahu families. Nevertheless, Chow dance has not only conquered India with its impressive skills, but has also thrilled audiences abroad. and several foreign artists came forward to learn and practice this unique art.
और 1938 में पहला
In 1938, Saraikela Chow was presented for the first time abroad at London. Kumar Vijay Pratap Sindhu, Surendra Narayan Sindhu, and one foreign artist, Kamdev, who had learned Saraikela Chow, they presented it abroad.
तो ये जाके लंदन
Royal and private patronage apart, the Indian government invests much effort in the preservation of India's rich and manifold cultural heritage, of which the Chow dances are an integral part. Performers are given opportunities to present their art and to advance their cause for the continuity of their traditions.
क्योंकि
The government is very supportive, hence I wish to thank the government for their efforts, going to remote places to produce documentaries, going to villages.
क्योंकि मैं बता देता हूँ
In recent years, Chow dances, especially of the Mayurbhanj school, have regularly been presented in classical choreographies on stage. Traditional performers do appreciate these efforts, even if, in their eyes, the style may not have remained authentic but has rather become a fusion of traditional Chow with classical elements. out of a necessity to learn martial arts in the aftermath of the Kalinga War more than 2000 years ago. Over the centuries, Chow dance has developed into an energetic and enjoyable form of folk art with roots in the profound depth of Indian mythology. Its epic and Puranic association, its themes that are directly related to the life of the people, give Chow a permanent value which made this art survive throughout the centuries for generations to come.